Hey everyone, it's Laura here from makingcardsisfun.com, and it's time for another Saturday Stamp Day carding video. Today I'm going to start out with a piece of white Nina cardstock that I cut at 4¼ of an inch by 5¼ of an inch. I'm going to draw a grid because I'm going to do some stamping, and first I'm going to use this T-squared ruler to mark some ticks at about 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to use the ruler to draw a full line. And then I'm going to do the same in the other direction. So now I have this grid and it will be very easy to quickly stamp a background. I'm going to use some Color Theory ink from Studio Calico in the color Glass Slipper. And I'm going to stamp this cute little anchor stamp from the Dock Sides stamp set from W+9. So now I'm just going ahead and I'm going to stamp this cute anchor multiple times. And I'm using the grid as a guide to stamp perfectly straight. First time that I'm using the Studio Calico ink because I've heard great things about it, and I also liked the new colors. I purchased the new colors in a set of 6, and the first thing that I noticed is that this ink is very splotchy. I hope that it will dry all smooth, but we'll see. It's the first time that I'm using these inks, so I will let you know. Okay, so I just finished stamping all of the anchors. Now I'm going to use this circle die cut, and it is from the W+9 Circle Clear Stackers die cut set. So I'm just going to position that onto my paper. I'm going to use a tiny bit of washi tape to secure it down while I die cut. Now I'm going to adhere a little piece of acetate on the back of the paper because I'm going to be making another sequin shaker today. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back of the paper so I can easily adhere that acetate. There so I pieced together a greeting using the same Dock Side stamp set from W+9. I'm going to stamp it using the inky black ink from the Color Theory collection from Studio Calico. And then I'm just going to stamp that. So now I'm going to stamp over that greeting using some Versamark ink. So now I'm going to sprinkle my embossing powder on there, and I'm using the Neutral Ultra Shimmer embossing powder from Wow. This is my favorite glitter embossing powder. And then I'm going to heat set that using my heat tool. So I'm covering up the edges of the card using some washi tape. I got this washi tape at a local store here in Belgium, but I will link to a similar one from Freckled Fawn, I think. So I'm just going to cut off the edges using my EK Success Color Bee scissors. So now I'm going to fill up the sequin shaker, and I'm going to use a variety of Pretty Pink Posh sequins. I'm going to use a couple of these flower sequins from the Summertime Embellishment Kit from Pretty Pink Posh. I'm also going to put in some of the 4mm Lemon Drop sequins. Also some 4mm Pink Peonies sequins. And then a couple of the 4mm Fresh Mint sequins. And then finally I'm just going to put in some of the 6mm sparkling clear sequins. Then I'm going to create a frame using foam tape on the back sides of the paper. There we go. So I just created that frame using foam tape, and I'm going to peel off the backer sheets. Just going to put a couple of the 6mm lemon drop sequins in that shaker, and also a couple of the 6mm fresh mint sequins. And then a couple of the pink peony 6mm sequins, and that's it. Sometimes I just really can't stop to add sequins. I can't stop adding sequins in my sequin shaker. But anyway, so I'm going to close this up. And then I'm going to adhere those little flowers using glossy accents. I ended up adhering some more of the 4mm lemon drop pink peonies and marigold sequins from Pretty Pink Posh. Okay, so that finishes up the card for this week's Saturday Stamp Day card and video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back next week with a new video. Bye!